Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here today. We're going to take a quick look at Kadena. Just before we do, we look at Bitcoin as well, see what's going on in the market, because Bitcoin's been doing very, very well here in the past 24 hours. In fact, we've seen a pretty significant increase from yesterday's low, about 53,300, all the way up to about 59,000 even. Okay, so all good stuff here from Bitcoin. What we saw as well too is a bull flag breakout. In other words, we had this little bull flag pattern that essentially broke out to the upside, and we're looking pretty good. What that basically just means is that we should see 58,000 work as a support level moving forward, work itself in between 58 to 60,000, sideways consolidation for a little while, and then eventually, hopefully, break 60,000, 61,000, because that's a really strong resistance channel based on the fact that there's a lot of volume accumulation in that zone. But furthermore, there's also some moving averages we need to overcome. First of all, we're above the 50, which is fantastic, right? That's going to continue to work as a nice support level for us moving forward, driving the price up to eventually see some type of golden cross, right? That would essentially be a positive sign in the near future. The other side of that coin is the fact that we do have this 200-day simple moving average right here that's going to potentially work as a resistance level concurrent with 60,000. And 60,000 is a Fibonacci retracement level that has established itself as a resistance level. So just bear that in mind. We got some room to grow, but also very, very good stuff right now for Bitcoin. Okay, so we got to celebrate the small stuff for now. This is a good sign. There's also tremendous amount of volume down at 54,000, leading us to believe that we shouldn't see any kind of price coming below that point. That should effectively be the bottom. All right. So we might see some correction here soon, but I'm speculating 58,000 should establish itself as a support level. Keep this in mind. The key takeaway here is that 58,000 the price needs to close above 58,000 on the 1-day candlestick, and that would essentially give us that confirmation. Okay, so right now, all good stuff here for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Kadena. And a quick heads up too, just so you know, if you are new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor by any stretch of the imagination. I've just been trading for over 15 years, and my goal is to help you become a better trader. I truly enjoy teaching people how to trade and just become more financially stable, right? I've had financial stability in my life for quite a while since I've met trading, and I can tell you it's a really awesome thing if you have good risk tolerance and good, best practice. And those are things I want to try to help teach you here today. But also note, I do have a trading community in case you're interested in becoming a better trader. I share signals for every single trade that I take. You can follow along, but more importantly, it helps you understand how to structure your trades in this environment, because you need always 3 profit targets and a trailing stop loss and a trailing take profit percentage. All those things come built in automatically with the channel. So check that out in your own time. Open enrollment December 1st. Now take a look here at the charts on the 1-day chart, right? So first thing first, we look at our 1-day and work our way down, because any good trader is going to know, extract what you can from each time frame, right? So on the 1-day chart, we always look at the moving averages, which are less relevant right now. The 50 is coming into play perhaps in the near future within the next week or two. We might see the 50 intersect with the price action. My hope is that that doesn't happen, because the price should be increasing by then, but that is essentially a good sign. It's coming up here to intersect with a support level about 1430. Now, the moving average convergence divergence doesn't tell us much here, right? It just basically says we're still bearish. Now, this could continue on for some time, so we don't need to really worry about that. The key takeaway here, though, is that we're still over 50 on the RSI. That is important. As soon as we drop below 50, that's an immediate resistance level. We get rejections in place, and that would be disadvantageous, right? This is excellent news. The fact of the matter is, even though it's still very low in the price, it's not going any lower than 51 on the RSI. So great sign there. That pretty much just reaffirms there's a strong support level here, right in the range of about 1650. Okay, so we'll go ahead and look at the 4-hour chart next and kind of see. And this is where it gets interesting, right? We got the 50-day simple moving average right above the price action. The price is having very difficult time breaking above that. Also note, I drew these 2 lines on here previously in my most recent analysis just before it broke to the upside. And of course, it died immediately after, because we had about a 5% correction on Bitcoin within 3 or 4 hours of that happening. But regardless of that fact, this is basically a pattern, right? It's very similar to a bull flag pattern, where basically the price comes up, it works itself into a channel, and essentially breaks out once it hits a strong support level. Now we are starting to see a strong support level here forming right at about, again, $16 as a low estimate. Just say maybe 16, looks like 16.13, 16.15, right in that range. You could just say round number $16, because it's averaging out there. It's hit at 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6 separate times on the 4-hour chart. And even on the 1-day candlestick, you can see it touching it a few times. That's a very good sign. Basically, it means that we're bottoming out, and we shouldn't expect to go much lower. Again, the reason why we might see it go lower is if Bitcoin hits 50,000 or sub 50,000. I think that likelihood is very, very low, extremely unlikely based on the recent events in the past 24 hours from Bitcoin. How much accumulation we have more volume in the last 24 hours than we have almost in the full week of trading, because it was just straight selling for the full week. And now we've got a lot of buying, a lot of big whales are putting in prices right around 54, 55, and 56,000. So that's all good stuff here for Kadena, because Kadena has proven itself to be very reliant on Bitcoin's success in the recent past. Obviously, previous didn't matter at all, right? Bitcoin was doing who knows what around this time, and Kadena didn't care less. But once a coin gets to a certain point, this exaggerated state, we saw it with KuCoin recently too, it was completely independent of Bitcoin, then all of a sudden it starts moving synonymous with it. And it's based on the fact that it's overextended and it's hit a certain point where it has to come back down. We got to understand that KuCoin had a very healthy continuation. This was unhealthy for lack of better terms, because if you think about it, from November 2nd to the 7th, 5 trading days, we saw a 300% increase. That is too much growth in too short amount of time, right? So Kadena inevitably had to come back down. I was actually very surprised to see it come upwards of $28. And now it makes perfect sense. I think the average true range for Kadena should literally be somewhere between $17 and $18. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the volume profile, kind of see where the most amount of volume is accumulating. And we can see, if we kind of stretch it out right to where that Fibonacci retracement levels start, we're looking at the most amount of volume right where the price action is at, creating a nice, strong support level if we can close above, right? In other words, when I say close above, I'm talking about the one-day candlestick. But truth be told, that just reaffirms the fact that that is a strong, strong support level right around $16 to $17. That's why I believe we should be dollar cost averaging at this point, and the price shouldn't go much lower. I said this in my last video, and I'll say it again. I think Kadena has true potential to get right back where it was at. I wouldn't say it's going to happen immediately. We don't want it to happen immediately, because then we're going to see another sell-off. We want to see higher highs, higher lows, a nice little staircase pattern, right? Where the price can kind of come up to next Fibonacci retracement levels, come up, come down, just keep working itself into these little channels that are created by these retracement lines. Okay, because they've proven themselves to be very strong support and resistance levels. That being said, we're in pretty good shape here for Kadena, and ultimately I do feel like we're going to see the price continue upwards. But let's, instead of speculating, let's look at some of the true facts on the 1 hour chart and see where we're at here. Now we're going to look at the Ichimoku cloud, and we can see the price is above the cloud. The conversion line is above the baseline, the lagging span is trailing behind. The only concern I have is the lagging span might intersect with the price action here, so we may get one more reset before the increase. But generally speaking, we've got 3 out of 4 positive momentous indications here on the Ichimoku cloud that tell us we should see a break to the upside. Furthermore, we have this pattern that has formed and come to fruition. We should expect to see a break to the upside as well based on that sentiment alone. And let's see where today's sequential is going. We've got a reset here. We came all the way down to a 6 and we're at a 2 now. So there's a chance we could see somewhere in the range of 8 to 10 hours more bullish momentum. Now, is Kadena again going to shoot to the moon tomorrow? Definitely not. That's not the case. All we need is for Kadena to start making higher highs and higher lows and establish itself as a consistent, contender, so to speak. We've got the high, we've got the 2 higher lows. We just need this higher high to be somewhere above this, right? That's essentially what we're looking for. And good news is Kadena got a nice little consolidation reset. We have some confidence in the market that gives Kadena that option to be able to get that investment. So I think a lot of folks are going to start taking some of their capitalization, perhaps even from Bitcoin or just in general, adding new money to the market into coins like these that are ready to take off. And we're going to start seeing some moves here soon. But again, this doesn't tell me that we're just going to shoot off fast and quick. I don't really get that sign here. I just get the signal in the sense that we have a good dollar cost averaging potential here. So I recommend doing so if you have an open position. Just go ahead and add to your position, because $16, between 16 and 17 is proven to be a very strong support channel. We have to work with that, and anything further from here will be profit, essentially, right? So continue dollar cost average. I would say we'll keep a closer eye on this, of course. It kind of fell off my radar because there was really no necessary need to identify that, because I didn't really see anything potential from Kadena that gave me like this, oh my gosh, it's going to explode here today. I don't get that feeling from it. I still don't get that feeling right now, but I can tell you that we got this nice, healthy, stable foundation, and it should only increase from here. It may go sideways for a little bit longer, but it will effectively start to slowly increase as Bitcoin confidence starts to improve, right? That fear index works terribly for coins that are overextended. And once you see a coin that is overextended and start working synonymous with Bitcoin, you want to be careful and understand that there's a good chance that what Bitcoin does, it will do too. And if Bitcoin is increasing here today, Kadena is going to continue to do so. So if we can get 60,000 from Bitcoin or higher, close on the one-day candlestick, Kadena is going to do some pretty awesome stuff. It'll eventually become more independent. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If not, feel free to message me through social media and all that garbage. I'd be happy to get to know you a bit better. Feel free to jump into my community, my trading community, of course, through Patreon. On the 1st of December, we'll have new slots available, open enrollment for the first half of the month there. So I hope you all are very well, and we'll look forward to seeing the next video. I really greatly, deeply appreciate your time here. We'll see you soon. Have a good one. Take care.